Hi everybody. So since we aren't together in the auditorium, a lot of you are asking me, how are we going to perform? And it is not going to be in the normal way that we have in the past. What it is going to look like is we are performing almost as if we're performing for the television or the screen. Right now I'm in a long shot, which is a little different style of acting. So understanding shots. This is right here with my chest and a little bit above my head. This is a medium shot. Understanding how you are framing yourself inside those shots. This is getting into close-up and understanding how your partner is also framing themselves. This is getting into an extreme close-up. I know you guys are having fun like looking at my eye shot. So there's a couple of different steps that I'm going to go through with how you are going to go about putting your performances together. And again, we're going to explore this in this quarter, and then in our preceding quarter, we will hopefully understand a little bit more about film acting, about screen acting, and about how we can develop this into really comprehensive work. Okay? So I want you to know we're all learning. So it's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. We need to be patient with ourselves. Remember what I keep saying, patience and faith. Patience, faith, and kindness. And I want all of you to remember you are some of the kindest people that I know, and that I am proud to work with you all. Okay, let's get started. Are very extreme. So in class, what you should have been doing up to this point is finding a scene with two, or depending on if you have a group of three, more people. And once you found that scene, then I would like you to rehearse in our Google Meets, in our breakout rooms, so you know how the scene's going to sound, how you want the emotional intent, what your character's motivation is, and what the other character in the scene's motivation is. To do that, you do need to read the whole script. I know that to kind of get lazy and scripts are long, but remember, choose a script that speaks to you, that you think will be fun to read together with your partner or by yourself, and then go through and look for moments where it's a duo scene, two people. Like I said, if you do have a group of more than two, look for a person scene that doesn't seem too complex, because you will be filming it, so it won't be like on stage. Okay, so I'm going to read a portion. I'm just kind of doing this as an example from a play called Gruesome Playground Entries. It has two people in it, Kathleen and Doug. Okay, so if I find a scene with a partner, then I'm going to read it through. So to do that next step, once you've rehearsed several times through with your partner and you both agree upon a pacing, a tempo, your character's background, and their wants and needs, then what you're going to do is you are going to go into voice memos on your phone. You can usually find them, it looks like this, or you can download an app, which I've also done in the past. Then what you're going to do is record your lines only. Okay, so if I'm playing Kathleen and someone else is playing Doug, then I'm going to react in that way, and I'm going to start recording as of now. Just go away. I told you, no, leave me alone. You're so stupid. Good for you. And once you're finished, what you're going to do is you are going to send that work off. Go ahead and share. Oops, sorry. Go ahead and share with your group member. Message it to them. And that way, when they get it back, what they can do is, and they're going to do the same to you. What they're going to do is then take their phone and be able to listen to it back while they record themselves. So now if I'm playing the other character, Doug, then I have my partner's lines already recorded here. So I can react to her lines being spoken to me. Remember, you don't have to be off script. If you do want to, if you don't want to rehearse that little bit, then you may. Treat the camera as if you're talking to the person across from you. Okay, unfortunately, I'm doing this outside, so I don't have anything to hold, to bring the camera up a little bit more, but I would bring the camera up a little bit more, and that way I'm at eye level with the person who I'm speaking to. Okay, so now I have my line. I've recorded my lines, of course, to myself. There's not one guy you like. I like Aaron Marks. Just go away. There's not one guy like you like. I told you no, leave me alone. I like Aaron Marks. You're so stupid. She's real pretty. I danced with her tonight. Good for you. She kissed Dan Stress. Yeah, she also kissed Ian McGee. She did? Yes. She did not. I saw them kissing backstage in the choir concert. Have you ever kissed anyone? You're so stupid. I am not. Have you? Shut up. Here's one of the things that you need to remember. When you're filming yourself reacting to your partner, you want to make sure that you have similar eye lines. Make sure that you know, this is in film, this is what's called the 180 degree rule. So knowing that when you're editing together, that if somebody's looking this way, the other person is looking towards them this way. And that you are, figure out the eye level, okay? So this is a rule of filming. So make sure you notice that where the other person is at in relation to yourself and where other things might be in the room or around you. Okay, just like we would on stage, except we have to think in terms of maybe cutting this together or looking at the other person, okay? What I'm hoping that we can do is that these will be side by side, or we will cut them together as necessary. The other thing that you want to make sure of is that when you're rehearsing, that you know when each other's beats are. Okay, so that you're rehearsing so that you know what the other person, how the other person's going to deliver their lines and how much time you have before you say the next line. If there's a pause, if there's a reaction, anything like that. Okay, you might have to redo the audio recordings a couple of times because just doing that with myself there, I noticed that there was a couple of times where in the audio recording it went a little bit too fast and I wanted it to take a little bit more time. So maybe like going back in and talking to your partner and saying, hey, on this line, could you take like a beat more, like maybe about 2 more seconds before you start on your next line. That would really help me out, and that way I can get that reaction in. Okay, so this is going to be the week's progress, so it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be something that we're rehearsing just like we would in class, and then we're going to proceed to another scene and try that out. So this is going to be a process of understanding how to perform. So the earbuds in, I can hear the lines, I can react to them, and then I can act them out to the camera. I can look back on what I've just performed, and then I can redo it and see like, oh, I didn't like that performance. I want to take some more time on this beat. And that's when you can go back to your partner in our next class and say, hey, can you take a little bit more time on this line? Give me like a beat more or 2 beats more. I'm gonna do this reaction. Once you both have recorded your performances to one another, then you're going to be sending them to me. Well, you can either send them to me, or you can send them to either one of the partners to edit it in iMovie. But if not, then you can send it to me, and that way I can see how your performances are laid out side by side, because I do have video editing. I hope that makes sense. Have fun, play with the space, play with your background, go outside. You don't have to stay in your room. It's film, okay? It's not like on stage. All right, everyone. I know that this is not ideal, and hopefully we'll be back in the classroom soon. But for right now, we're working on how to act for the camera, how to react, how not to overreact. So it's a different type of acting. Remember, you can go outside to record your videos. You can choose different backgrounds. If you are, if your scene takes place outside, go outside. If your scene takes place inside, then you can stay inside. But everybody agree upon like what your background's going to look at, like where your eye level is going to look at, and any props or anything that's necessary in your scene. Okay? I hope to be with you all soon, but for right now, we are doing the best we can.